What if millennials are right? Yeah. What if this lost generation isn't actually lost at all? What if they were leading us back to a future that was actually viable, that was actually sustainable, and that was actually thriving? What if all they actually needed was our wisdom? What if? I'm Nicole Hatherly of Happiness Concierge, and as an intergenerational leadership strategist, yes, we do exist, these are the questions that get me up in the morning. These are exciting questions. They also keep me up at night. But these are the questions that I research and that I take into the field every day and test on real live millennials. I'm surrounded by them. I live with a few of them, and I educate, I mentor, I guide, and I coach a lot of them. I work with a lot of them as well. Actually, my business is run by them, and my boss is one. So I know a little bit about these guys. But think about your own life. Think about where your millennials are. Yeah. Because these are not just in your life. The clincher is that in 5 years' time, 75% of our workforce will be made up of these gorgeous millennials. 75%. And what does that actually mean? Well, I remember, actually, I was thinking about this morning. I vividly remember the first time that the millennials threw a spanner in my leadership works. I was humming along my way. I was actually head of a brand team at Foxtel. It was 2006, and suddenly one day my team became the brand and digital team. What the hell? What's this digital thing? Okay. And then I was pushed in the path of a slew of oncoming millennials. It was my first millennial hires. These guys knew what to do in digital. It's like, okay. I had no idea what was coming. I had no tools in my toolbox for these people. So the millennials then knew what they were doing, knew what they wanted, but my leadership style wasn't what they needed. And I quickly realised I needed a new leadership style. But that wasn't the answer. I didn't need a new leadership style at all. I needed two. I needed one for the X's, one for the Y's, and then I figured out I had a couple of baby boomers as well. Far out. What I needed was an intergenerational leadership style. Today, it's a non-negotiable. We don't have any time. We've got a 5-year runway until this happens. We've got 5 years to fundamentally re-engineer leadership. This isn't the only scary thing. As Em said, it's the first time in history we've got 5 generations in the workforce. 5. You know that saying that you can have 5 kids in the same family and they all have different experiences of growing up, like totally different family experience. Like I'm one of 4. And 4 of us have got totally different takes on one holiday. This is happening in our workplace every day. We've got different expectations. We've got different work ethics. We've got different motivations. But there's one thing that binds us all together. The one thing that we've all got in common, thank goodness, is that we want the other 4 to work and think like us. We can't keep working like independent countries. We have to find a bridge to bridge this intergenerational wisdom and harness it to go forward. And this isn't just in the future. Today, 40% of us work into someone who's younger. I do. I embraced it a long time ago. But this is why we need to re-engineer. So what to do from here? Well, this is the joy and the privilege and the pleasure that I have working across Australia with industries, with organisations and with leaders on 5 elements of intergenerational leadership or wisdom. Each one of these is a module, so we're not going to settle in and go through them each, but I am going to touch on every single one of the 5 because they matter. No, they're a non-negotiable. The first one is establishing our leadership brand. Leadership brand? What? Another brand? Yes, our leadership brand. This is no longer our professional brand here, our business brand, our services products, our personal brand, and the brand we have at home and with our friends. No. You've now got the intersection of your personal brand, your professional brand, right in the middle where all of these people are standing, is your leadership brand. Doesn't stay with the organisations that you leave. What is your leadership brand? What do you go first in? What do you stand up for? What won't you walk past? And what do you stand out for? It's our opportunity to hone our leadership brand now. The second one is harnessing a millennial mindset. No, we're not going to give in to them, don't worry. But what if those spoiled, entitled people just need us to harness their mindset? Think about it. They are the digital natives. They grew up in this world, it is their world. We created the technology, yes, but they harnessed it. And that makes us a little pissed off at times. But they have harnessed it. We are the digital migrants. We don't know the language like they do. We don't know the customs. We don't know, they come into community different. They've got different celebrations. We don't know. They need to lead in this technological future. Talking about technological futures, who knows about the 4IR? The 4IR can be a little bit scary, but if we know what the next revolution is, and I'll tell you what it is, it's biotechnology and robotechnology. And who's leading it? Gen Z. They sit under millennials. Millennials at the moment are 22 to 38. Sitting under them, a Z, they're 7 to 22. Sitting under there is Huxley. We don't even know what his generation is. We haven't named them yet. We don't know what they're going to be doing. But we're shaping the future thinking of our Gen Zs who are going to be leading us into the 4th industrial revolution. That's a whole other day. Very, very non-scary. It's exciting. The next is, as I was saying, mastering the science, the physics of wisdom. We think it goes from one-way control and command. It doesn't. We need to tap into the flow of the younger generation's wisdom into ours and ours into theirs. It's got to go backwards and forwards. The best mentor I ever had, and it's a great story, not for now, was a millennial. Still is. Best mentor ever. So what does this mean in our 5th piece? It's connecting minds and hearts. Because when we connect their digital minds, their competent digital minds as natives, with our warm and experienced analogue hearts, this is truly where organisations, where industries and where leaders can move forward with confidence, with clarity, with consistency. They can harness this mindset to be ready for not only the workforce of the future, but the customers and clients of the future. We can't do this without intergenerational wisdom. So, what if millennials are right? I'm Nicole Hatherly. I can't wait to see you in 2020 and work through intergenerational wisdom with you all. Thank you.